4 alien found footage movies that you've probably never seen. I've been low-key wanting to make this video for so long because whenever I go on YouTube to search up the reviews for these type of movies, I don't find them. I don't even find clips of some of these movies on YouTube, which is crazy. I'm just like, how does nobody talk about these movies? I love these movies. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a video of some of the best hidden gems in the found footage genre that gear towards more science fiction. Now keep in mind, when I say hidden gems, I'm not talking about your Blair Witch Projects, your Cloverfields. These are by no means on that level. Take me with a grain of salt. But if it's a rainy day and you want to smoke a little bit of the devil's lettuce and have a good time, these are the type of movies that you're gonna enjoy, especially if you like found footage movies. Because if you don't like the found footage gimmick, then this is probably not the video for you. But if you are a fan of found footage like myself, I think that's one of my favorite subgenres of the horror umbrella, if you will. These are 4 alien found footage horror movies that I think you should give a watch. Alright, starting with number 1, it's gonna be Skinwalker Ranch. Where I think this movie really stands out is that I feel like it touches on a little bit of everything. For example, you get science fiction with government experiments and the aliens. It touches on paranormal stuff with ghosts and entities, and then finally you get a little bit of urban legends with the skinwalkers and the monster/creatures. I mean, it just hits a little bit of everything, and I just think it's a very fun watch. Now, I will say this, the beginning's a little slow. It is a slow build. I mean, there's a good introduction to the movie that gets you interested, but after that, it's a lot of build up. But once it gets to the end, the last 30 minutes of the movie, and shit starts going down, it's fun, all right? It's up there as a movie that I think you'll enjoy. Now, surprisingly, you can find the entire movie on YouTube, but with that being said, I mean, there are some great moments in this movie. Like, I cannot find the wolf clip on YouTube to save my life, which is insane because I'm gonna post it in this video and I might make a couple shorts on it as well on my channel. But I freaking love this scene, bro. I don't know if it's a skinwalker, but it's like this werewolf type creature and it's attacking them. He's not on screen for that long, but the few times that he does appear, man, you can feel his presence. Number 2 is gonna be Alien Abduction. This is probably my favorite one out of all 4 of them. Bro, this movie needs to be talked about more. I cannot believe that I cannot find like a movie review of this movie on YouTube. There are not enough reviews about this movie. I watched this movie way back in the day with my friend Carlos. I think we found it online or something like that, and when we watched it, we were so in awe and scared because it was like midnight and we were back in like middle school or high school, and we were just like, oh my God, what was that? We liked it so much that the following weekend we invited other friends and we rewatched that movie with them because it was just so damn good. And unlike Skinwalker Ranch, where it's a very slow build, this movie's the complete opposite. I actually think the first and second act of this movie is where the movie shines. I mean, I think it's even better than the final act of this movie, whereas Skinwalker Ranch, for example, I'm not a huge fan of the first 2 acts of the movie, and then the third act is really where you get that finale. But with Alien Abduction, it has a great introduction and beginning to the movie. I mean, it is anxiety filled. If you really want to feel that not claustrophobia, but I mean, there's scenes where they're in the car and they get lost and you can just feel the panic and it just builds up so perfect. The pacing is amazing in this movie. I mean, I was engaged immediately. I was not bored at any point of the movie, and it has one of my favorite scenes ever in a found footage horror movie. I'm not making this shit up. I swear to God. The tunnel scene from start to finish, that entire sequence, the entire build up to that scene is just perfect in my opinion. If you haven't seen it, you maybe want to skip this next minute or so, but I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm just going to talk a little bit about the scene. But oh my God, they get to this tunnel and they've been lost for hours now. They have no idea where they're going, and there's a bunch of abandoned cars everywhere, and it's just super weird. You're like, what the heck? This makes no sense. We're in the middle of nowhere. There's abandoned cars, like multiple of them. What is going on here? They start investigating, and then all of a sudden the cars all start making noises and the horns are going off and the lights are going off, and then all of a sudden there's like birds everywhere and they're all dead, and it just builds up and builds up to a crescendo, and then you finally get the aliens that show up, and it's just like, oh my God, this was amazing. That scene, bro, I've gone back and rewatched not even the movie, just that scene alone, because I'm just like, it's so good. I think it's a fun, effective roller coaster ride of a movie from start to finish. It's quick, it doesn't overstay its welcome, and it's just specifically scary if you go camping, for example. If you know what it's like to go out in the middle of the woods and you do that in your life, this movie will hit different, because that's how they get lost initially, being in the woods. Oh my God, I think it's effective, bro, especially if you go camping. this movie works. Number 3 is gonna be Area 51. I'm surprised that this movie doesn't get more attention just because Area 51, I mean, come on, that is so iconic of a place. And after the Area 51 raid, you would think maybe this movie would have got a little bit of boost in promotion, but not a lot of people talk about this movie. And I think it's not great. It definitely has its flaws, do not get me wrong. But I just remember enjoying the movie just because I wanted to see how did the writers come up with like a believable way of them sneaking into Area 51, and that alone got me engaged in this movie. And you know what I'm gonna say? Hey, for what it's worth, I don't think it was a bad idea. I mean, do you have a better idea? Write me a script in the comments of how you would break into Area 51, alright? I don't want to spoil the entire movie if you haven't seen it, but the way they do it is kind of genius, in my opinion. The way they figure out like how to get there, who to get access from, who to steal this from, how to get in without getting I thought it was well thought out, in my opinion. I mean, I haven't seen this movie in a very long time. I tried to rewatch it actually recently. But come on, man, if you're into aliens, you have to watch at least one movie called Area 51, you know what I mean? Smoke a little bit of the devil's lettuce, watch Joe Rogan and Bob Lazar, and then watch Area 51 and tell me that's not a good time. The downside of this movie is you don't see a lot of the aliens. I'll leave it at that. But the ending is a little bit stupid, and I think that's where the movie kind of falls apart. However, the chase to get to Area 51, that was entertaining. The last one's gonna be the Gracefield incident. Now, this one gets a little bit more attention online. I think a little bit more people know about this movie, but if you haven't seen this, this is also a very fun, like campy, alien horror movie, not in the sense like you're going camping in the middle of nowhere, but you're bringing your friends all together to like some big lodge or like cabin in the woods essentially, and then like you get this like Cloverfield-esque scene where like you see, you know, something coming and you're like, what the f was that? And they're kind of in the middle of the woods and then weird stuff starts happening. This movie is fun. However, I will say this, the trailer to this movie is fantastic. This movie has A+ trailer, and when you watch the trailer, there's no way that the movie lives up to expectations. The trailer is definitely better than the movie. I remember watching this trailer on YouTube and being like, bro, I gotta watch this movie, alright? That's what a trailer's supposed to do. But is the movie like that? No. But it's definitely still fun, and I think it has aspects which I want to research. I should have researched before making this video. If this movie came out before VHS 2, or if VHS 2 came out before the Gracefield incident, because there's a very similar aspect with the protagonist in one of the tapes in VHS 2 and this movie. In VHS 2, you get the clinical trials where this guy has like a replaced eye and like the doctors can see everything that he sees. That's kind of how you get the found footage element in that tape. Well, same thing here with the protagonist in the Gracefield incident. He gets in this accident just like the protagonist in VHS 2, and he has to get his eye replaced, and the doctors can see, you know, there's a camera in the eye. So very similar. I wonder if, you know, one of them not copied, but, you know, took inspiration from the other. Comment down below which one came out first. I don't know. But I also think this is an enjoyable watch. It has some good jump scares in there, some cool alien creature designs in the woods and stuff happening. I love the scenes in the crop fields. Oh my god, with the balloons, it gets really creepy and trippy at the end there. However, I will say the ending does have a little weird twist to it. Not twist, but like the direction they chose to go in. I was kind of like, the ending is not like, wow. I would say the best ending out of these 4 movies would have to be Skinwalker Ranch. The best movie would have to be Alien Abduction. But these other 2 movies, man, I love the entire drama of getting into Area 51 for that movie. And this movie is just a fun movie that's at least worth watching once, at least one time, just to say you saw it. You're gonna see some aliens and some scary pop-ups. You're not gonna be disappointed if you're into those type of movies. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Comment down below if you've seen any of these 4 movies. What did you like about these 4 movies or didn't like? Comment it down below. Leave this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.